Work? Well, turns out it might not be your job, might be you. We are answering your questions about career-limiting habits, and career coach Chrissy Civic is here with more. Chrissy, thanks for being here this morning.
Thanks.
Career-limiting habits doesn't sound like a good thing, right?
Right, yeah.
What are some of the habits that people are doing out there that might limit their career?
Well, you know, there was a recent study where they actually looked at the most common habits that tend to hold people back in the workplace. Number one was unreliability.
Ooh.
So the problem with being unreliable is that it really breaks trust. And once trust is broken, it takes a long time to rebuild. So if you know you've been unreliable in the past, you want to go ahead and start fixing the problem now. The only way to do that is to follow through and be true to your word on a very consistent basis.
Consistency with that one to fix it. All right, what about the "it's not my job" mentality?
Right. I'm sure we've all probably worked with someone like this before in the past. And of course, it's perfectly fine to set limits in the workplace. We all have to do it from time to time. But this becomes a career limiting habit when you've done it so often that you actually look like you're not really a part of the team anymore.
Yeah.
So if you have the time and you have the capability, go ahead and do a little something extra to help a fellow team member. It goes a long way in showing that you care about the success of the team as a whole and not just about yourself.
No doubt makes you more valuable in the workplace
Absolutely.
as well. What about procrastinating?
Yes,
Yeah.
This is the kind of procrastination. This leads to things like missed deadlines and other sort of substandard performance indicators. So if you know that you're guilty of procrastination, you want to figure out what's actually causing the problem. So next time you're kind of pushing away from a project or a task, ask yourself why. You know, is this something you don't like, or maybe you just don't know how to do it? But once you know the cause, you can then invest some time and energy into fixing the problem.
And don't put off fixing the problem.
Exactly.
Too. Chronic procrastinators will just put off fixing it as well.
Right.
What about resistance to change? Maybe you've been doing something for a certain amount of years, you don't want to go do the new way.
Yeah, resistance is futile, as they say, right? Change is an absolute constant in life and in the workplace. So just remember that it's actually a combination of two things. One is, unfortunately, chaos. But the other one is actually opportunity. So you want to try to shift your focus and look more towards the opportunity side of that equation.
And real quick, the last one, negative attitude, seems like a no-brainer. You don't want to have one of those.
Yeah, I always like to remind people that it really is okay to be the voice of dissent in your company, to say no, set limits, or just kind of tell people what they don't necessarily want to hear. After all, this is business.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it's not really about what you're saying, it's about how you're saying it. So really easy trick here. You want to kind of shift your language a little bit. So instead of talking about problems and obstacles and challenges, instead talk about solutions and opportunities, and of course put a smile on your face. It always helps.
And if you're not intending it, perception, sometimes obviously reality for a lot of people. So
Absolutely.
Changing your outlook, definitely good tips. Chrissy, thank you for being here this morning. And if you want to know more about this information, just go to our website on the on-air section of kdvr.com and just click on the link to eatmycareer.com.